In October, my world changed forever. I lost my dad, the man who shaped my life and inspired me to be the father I am today. The pain of his sudden death is still fresh, but it's taught me something very powerful. Tomorrow is never promised. That lesson drives me every single day. This video isn't about loss, though. It's about love and legacy and the power of showing up for the ones we care about. Now, let me share why this is so important to me. My dad was the single biggest influence on my life. I'll never forget the time my dad came and watched me play baseball in New Jersey during college. I got done pitching in a game, and my dad came up after the game and he told me how proud he was of me for the hard work I had been doing and that work had been paying off. He knew I could do it, and he was excited to see me achieve my dreams. He wasn't a man of a ton of words, but those words stuck with me. And when I was in law school fighting to see my son, going through the hard work of studying and learning to be a dad and a lawyer all at the same time, he was with me and supported me and reminded me of these times when I dedicated myself, when I went for my dreams, and how in the end it was worth everything that it cost. He wasn't just a parent, though. He was my rock, my guide, my greatest source of strength, and in the end, as we got older, one of my greatest friends. But here's the truth. We always think we have more time with the people we love, right? And then one day they're gone. Losing him made me realize that the lessons we leave behind are a more important part of our legacy. Before he passed, I asked my dad to record voicemails for me and tell me about some memories, some things that we shared, some joys that he had, some lessons he could impart to me. Just leave me some voicemails and tell me about life and joy. And he thought it wasn't worth his time. He thought it wasn't valuable. And my dad didn't like all the technology stuff, so it didn't really excite him or motivate him. And I thought I had plenty of time to convince him of the benefit of doing these videos in support of me and leaving these voicemails. And when he died, I lost those opportunities forever. So that's why I'm making this series of videos to begin with this YouTube channel. After my dad's untimely passing, I knew I needed to do something to ensure that my son would never feel alone or lost if something ever happened to me. I want him to have my voice and my stories and my guidance, something that could last him far beyond the time that I'm here. This series and this video channel is my way of leaving a roadmap for my son. It's a gift I give to myself because it helps shape me, and a gift that I give to him. And a way to be there for him and show him no matter what life throws at you, no matter what, it's not just about him and it's not just for him. It's for every dad who wants to step up and leave something behind for their kids. The lesson we leave behind by the examples we set are the greatest gift we can give our children. Fathers are the foundation of strong families. The lessons we teach and the time we invest, it shapes the kind of people our kids will become. I want to leave my son more than just memories. I want to give him the tools to face life's challenges, to step up and achieve his big dreams and push himself to be the greatest version he could ever imagine. The legacy you leave isn't in what you own, it's what you teach. And my commitment to this mission started long before my dad's passing. I founded Kids Deserve Dads in 2017 while fighting for custody to simply be allowed to be my son's dad. The battle opened my eyes to the struggles of many fathers face, men who want to be present, loving, and supportive, but are forced to fight for that chance. A lot of dads don't even get to have that chance because they can't afford to fight, and it shouldn't be that hard. And this organization that I've started is my commitment to ensure that no father or child has to endure that pain. Every child deserves an engaged dad, and every dad deserves the opportunity to show up for their kids. Kids Deserve Dads is more than just a mission. It's a movement to change the world for our children. Through this series and through the videos that I make and the work that I'm doing, I'm doubling down on my promise to make that difference. We often live like we have all the time in the world, but we don't. What if today was your last? What if it was your first? Every moment matters. Stop procrastinating. Make the call, record the video, share your lesson, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. But today is a gift. Live like today is both your first and your last. That's how you create a life that matters. This is why I'm starting something big, something I hope will inspire my son and other dads and kids for years to come. This is just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, I'm releasing a 6-part video series filled with lessons that I'm going to give on resilience and dreaming big, embracing failure, and showing up when it matters most, and overcoming and being the man that you dream to be. These videos, they're for my son, for dads like me and boys and men who don't get to have their father figures guide them. There's a resource, a lifeline, and a reminder to never give up. Every child deserves a dad who shows up, even when life gets hard. So dads, go out there and be your best selves. Show up for your kids, and show up for yourself. It'll be worth it in the end. But before we dive into these lessons, let me leave you with a story about my dad. This is one of my favorite stories about my dad, and it fills me with so much joy to get to share this with everybody else. And every time I think about it, it brings a smile to my face. My dad was a joyful, committed, loving, and passionate man. He loved life, and his purpose was to help people and make their lives better. He chose to do that by becoming a doctor, and he was the most committed and loving doctor that I've ever met. And all of his patients loved him and cherished him, and always told me how great he was. And people in the community, I mean, still talk about my dad. He only died in October, but I've talked to dozens of people since my dad's death and his funeral, or his celebration of life, and everybody just comments about how joyful he was and how much they miss him. And his laugh was contagious, and he touched so many lives and made such a big difference for so many people, not just his family, but around the community. And he cherished that opportunity to serve everybody else. And in his service to even our country, while he was stationed at Fort Bragg, and I was a preteen, living my life, playing sports and enjoying my dad and probably giving him some hard times. He was on TV, and he got to be on TV at Fort Bragg, being a doctor and showing off some of the new technology and the new things that they got at the hospital, how they could help the community and do a better job of taking care of people and being healthy. And so he got to do this, and he got to step into that moment, and they had him doing a surgery, and he was wearing his full gown and the mask and everything. And I remember the moment that he pulled down that mask at the end of the interview and finished his surgery and looked at the camera. And when he looked at this camera, he said in a voice that I had never heard my dad make before, and I have never heard him say ever since, all finished. And he put his hands up like that and everything. And it just cracks me up, man. My dad was a character and a jokester, and he just loved people and making a difference. And I think he was uncomfortable in that moment, but he still did it and stepped in. And those are the moments that inspire me to show up for my son in every way that I can. Being vulnerable, being active, and doing what it needs to be done. My dad's life in a sudden passing taught me the value of leaving a legacy. And I'm challenging myself and you to take action today. So send your kids an email, record your voice, and leave them a voice message. Share your wisdom with them and show your kids what it means to love and to lead. Together, we can create a world where no kid has to grow up without their dad who shows up. Kids deserve dads, and the time is now to be the dad they deserve. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and let's build a legacy together. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe below to the Kids Deserve Dads channel, and let's inspire the mission and spread this mission far and wide. Stay tuned, because the other videos I have coming are going to be great in this series. First, we're going to talk about resilience, and I promise that you won't want to miss it.